Hey there everybody, mbrickz here, and once again we are taking a look at a LEGO Star Wars set. This is set number 75155, the Rebel U-Wing Fighter, and it came out of the Star Wars spin-off Rogue One movie. It has 659 pieces and originally retailed for $70 in the US and has 5 figures. So let's get right into the build of the thing. So there will be no spoilers in this thing. I try to keep all my reviews, even for old movies, spoiler free. So this just looks so accurate. I love how it looks viewed from the side right here. It looks very nice. Then from the front, these just stretch out and come so far out from the sort of pilot space. So that is also a very nice touch. So getting into it from behind, we have these 4 sort of engines, boosters, you know, and the builds for these are identical but very, very nice. So you have these flames coming at the end and then a bunch of Technic pieces. You can spin these up if you want. Some stickers used on more of these rounded Technic pieces, and I like how they use tile here. Just like this, 1x3. And then on the inside, you can see those sort of hiking pieces used to show more of the engine detail from the other side right here. So yeah, that looks pretty accurate and good in my opinion. Just gotta angle that one. So again, from the back, it's so accurate how these sort of jut out to the sides, like they're not connected, they're jutting out. They are connected, but they're not like coming from behind, they're jutting out from behind. And then it has some nice detailing down here. It looks pretty accurate to what the thing was. This opens and sadly there's no room whatsoever in there. Try to get a bit more light in there because that is pretty dark, but you can see that there is no room whatsoever to put any figure in there. Maybe you could hold one gun, or what you could do, stick a figure like this and just, yeah, they'd be hanging out like that. So maybe they could like shoot, you know, use your imagination with that. So again, looking at it from the side, I like how they got this sort of angled shape to it, like a slope here, a slope here. And then I like how there's some studs at the side construction right here. And then this piece looks very nice as well on this side. The tan is okay. You know, I like how this sort of looks a bit beat up. And we'll take a better look at the interior space later. But looking again at the broad sort of wings that are jutting out, you can see some blue tiling used there. And I like how this doesn't look, it looks great. I'm saying I like how it doesn't look very neat. So the LEGO designer really took care here, where the Rebels, of course, don't have that many funds to build ships that well. So here we have a 1x3, here we have a 1x1 to show that some came up maybe. And then turning it to its side, you could see more of that sort of wing detail. And up here we have a white plate, but down here it's gray on the other side. Some stickerage used there. So yeah, the wingspan is just nice on this thing. We have these sort of wing pieces used to hold them in place. You can see that the whole video is fiddling around because these are a bit heavy, so they don't really hold on to them that well, but that is nice. I like how we got some gap between plate, like they used thinner plates in there. So if you can see, there is more plates in there. But then taking a look at the cabin section, I really like how they got in all these slopes, especially these big ones. Looks very, very nice and accurate. And then off to the more back section, I like how these white slopes are higher than the blue ones. We have some sort of grabling detail back there, and then we have this gun sort of turret. This was a new piece at the time, but this is a 2016 set, so now we get it a lot of different times. Well, not that many, but you know, Captain America uses them. So this is supposed to be the gun. And then we have some studs down there. I just like that detailing, and an Indian piece. And there's a play feature actually built into this. So cockpit yeah, you can open, but just to make it even more convenient, you push here and it pops up a bit, and then manually you can do the rest. So you can see that piece right there. All you're doing by pushing this is pushing this up like that. So inside the cockpit area, we have sort of a seat right there, and it has the sort of Friends style piece that would hold them, and then he can lean back because he has that piece and can't really close if he is like that, so you do have to lean him back. We'll take a closer look at the figures later. I like that panel piece right there, and sorry about that, but you have a lot of printing on this very nice canopy piece. That isn't a new piece. They've used it for a handful of other Star Wars vehicles. Take, for instance, the snow speeder, but once that's closed up, I love this. Now, this is accurate in so many Starburst ships. You see this, where they have this big thing at the bottom, and this is really cool how you place it on. You place it down upside down, then you build this sort of, there's some studs on the top of this, then you just place that there. So that's how that looks from the bottom. It looks so good, but this is the part that I really like. Lifting up the canopy. You could see that in there, you could see that glass piece. So he's looking down into it. And then from the glass piece, if you could look up, you sort of see him. So that's his view. That is very, very nice. I love that touch. A lot of people do complain that spring-loaded shooters always stick out too much. This is by far, in my opinion, the best integration of spring-loaded shooters ever, at least of this from the sets that I've seen. We have some for in-universe, you know, stuff that should actually be there. 2 guns right there. You can see the tips of the spring-loaded bolts. And this is the best activation. So you can see there, I like how it slopes down there and longer this way, but 2 tiles are up, and that's because when you push down on this, one of these spring-loaded shooters fire out. So yeah, that's how it works. So that is so nice, and it's not even hard to reload the things, you know. Just put it in there. So now, like, it's not even seen, you know. You can barely notice that that is raised. So that is very nice. So I really like that. So for interior space, these doors open up very nicely. Couldn't have been happier with them. You could see 3 layers of plates used, and then some stickerage, but you actually pull this and see how it comes out and then folds back in. Yeah, so that is pretty nice. But we have space for figures, so let me grab one of the Rebels included in the set. A bit dark in there, but let me try to get some lights. Okay, so, and then let's sort of the cannon place. So you saw that little thing he's leaning on, and then you could fold the stud shooter in and out. It's attached, but when you press this, you know, it shoots out like regular stud shooters do. Probably lost that forever, but a handful come extra in the set. So yeah, that's how it looks there, and I like that, you know, getting 2 gunners into this. So moving this, there is the other space, so you can move the get out of the way. Back there was space for 1 figure. It's not like enough room for them to stand, but I have Kazian back there sitting down. I really like the build for this, though. As simple as it is, it's just very nice the way the door works, and efficient. But something I don't like, well, you can put 3 figures in here closed up. It's just hard to get your fingers in there, you know. Putting Kazian in there was so hard, and getting him out is equally as hard, as you can see, you know. I'm probably gonna cut the camera because it would take such a long time to get him out of there, you know. That's really how hard it is to do that. But yeah, you know, something I don't like though is that there are 5 figures included in the set, and out of the 5 you can only fit 4. The pilot, and then 3 figures in there, and even then it's cramped. What I wish they did is left some sort of access point. I'm fine with the figures not even being held by studs, but I wish that they left some sort of access point so you could like place some figures in there maybe. And I'm still not done with the set on the whole, just in terms of the build. So pulling out this figure, so yeah, there's how hard it is to get, but pulling him out so that we can close that up. So the wings, this is supposed to be landing mode, but then these are sort of locked. So you pull those off, and then you can see there that they're connected by ball joints, and then you could put the wing pieces back on. Yeah, those ball joints really do hold well. So after putting the pieces back on, you just remove that. You can see another ball joint and another lock for the ball joint right there, and then you could go ahead and do the same thing with the other. Yeah, and this is in flight mode. So this is very nice as well. It's so wide, could barely fit it in my review station. So you can see that the wings just angle out like that very nicely. Sorry that this piece fell out, but let me try to get a sort of wider, better view so you could just look at this whole thing. So yeah, it looks very nice. You have the wing vac with the engines. So yeah, I think that is definitely good. But one thing that I did want to know is it's a bit blockish, just like alone, but you know, I feel like that is pretty accurate. And they're on 3 hinges, so the wings are pretty thick themselves. So that's good that we have 3 of those sort of, don't know the names on hand, but of those pieces right there. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I like how you can do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the build of this set, and it looks very nice. My only complaint is the lack of being able to hold figures. So yeah, that's it for the build of this set. Let's get on to the figures. Gonna start off with the pilot for the set, and this is just listed as the U-wing pilot. I like the color that he is, the base color for the torso and legs. The print is looking very nice with that pipe. He has the older styled gun. Nice to see some of those. Now we just get the stud shooters. Really, really good print for that helmet right there. I like the yellow and the sort of checkered pattern as well, and that's a nice mold. Of course, the new mold for the X-Wing from 2018 that has the visor connected is better, but you know, for the time this was the only one available. There's his sort of happy face. He has the strap and the what's that called? Sorry, the mic piece. And then here's his sort of angry or scared face, probably when he's flying and they're taking in some fire. So yeah, that's it for this fig. Here is Bistan, and originally he was supposed to be a main character in Rogue One, but then the script got altered. So I like that printing for the body there, and the back also looks very good. And then his head is this nice sort of piece, so you can see that right there, and it has this sort of thing molded onto it in that nice gunmetal gray. And removing the head, you can see sort of some zipper there. So yeah, good print on this one. Just wish that you know, he had a bigger role in the movie, because it's not that good getting this figure here because he isn't that important. I'm going to be sort of biased reviewing this figure because I do love the Rebels as minifigures. I just love the Rebel minifigures. Not like all Rebel minifigures, just the Rebel Trooper minifigures. And this one, they did an exceptional job on. His leg printing is very nice, and then that torso printing is phenomenal. We see so many different colors. We see something strapped to his chest. Alongside the back, that's also phenomenal. We have the hood, we have something else strapped, and then he has a belt, and that nice headpiece. I really like that helmet piece. So we have this sort of curve here, and that's the same one they reuse in the Betrayal at Cloud City for the Cloud car drivers. Again, like seeing the old styled guns. There's his first face and no additional face, but again, that's probably more biased than it should be, but as a figure, even if I didn't just love the Rebels, he is still very good. Here is Kazian. Nice to get him. The printing just lines up so well from the torso downward, and I love all that detail with his coat and all. He has, again, the old style gun. That face print is very accurate to him. And here's something where they sort of missed out, in my opinion. I definitely could have gone for dual molded legs. It just looks sort of weird. I think that dual molded legs would have been a good compromise. And there's the back. Now you can see some of his alternate face showing, but I think that's fine because they're just showing facial hair. So it could work as some of his other hair. But the alternate face is one where he's more happy or just satisfied. So yeah, that's it for Cassian Andor. Here is Jin. She has the whacking stick from the trailer. And again, that old styled gun, but removing the weapons, you still can't see torso printing because she has this satchel and then this nice newer styled cloth piece that works good. Longer at the back, shorter at the front. But then I really like that helmet piece use because it's dual molded with the hair and then the mic piece out the side. And then you can see a black strap. And here's how the helmet looks from the top, but those goggles are a bit too oversized and comical to me. And removing the cloak piece, I'm actually fine with no leg printing here. She sort of just had a few straps that, it would have been nice, but then that torso is done up nicely and correctly. I'm fine with the gender-specific torso, having the curves there. And then we have that really nice torso printing. And then up to the back we have more torso printing. So this is with the cloak removed. So that's her first face. That really doesn't fit the character in my opinion, just not at all. But the alternate face, gonna put that hairpiece on like this. The alternate face in my opinion does, more mean one. It's the one that the new Black Widow uses. Yeah, this one fits, but the first one not so much in my opinion. I do wish that they included her hairpiece. I like when Lego does that, so that we don't always need her with this helmet. But yeah, good figure. Yeah, sorry, trying to get as much of the box in as I can. The set. So, piece to part is okay, 40 pieces less, but some are big and specialized, so I'm fine with that. The figures, though. Okay, so in terms of accuracy, they're not good. I love getting the Rebel Trooper, but it's not accurate that he would be in this set. Bistan, I get why they made the mistake, but still not a good figure to get because it's also inaccurate. And the U-Wing pilot. The U-Wing pilot in Rogue One for the ship that had Jyn Erso was Cassian Andor, so we didn't need him. I would have rather had more of the crew. Maybe take away those three figures, and then they could have given us K2SO. I think was mandatory. I think we definitely should have gotten him. And then after that, I think that the next one would maybe be Chirrut Imwe or Baze Malbus. So yeah, that's just what I think on the set. But as the figures as figures, and not in terms of like how accurate they are to the scene and all, I think are very good, well detailed. But turning this over, we see more of the box. So yeah, I'm not really much of a fan for these bigger ship sets. Like they generally cost from like $70 to $90, and I'm not a fan of them because they don't have good play value in my opinion. This one is an exception to me. I do love it because I love how the wings move. It's just such an enjoyable build. I love how the doors work. I just really like this. And then how the spring-load shooters shoot out, how the captain can see through the bottom. The thing is, I love troop transports, and this was that was the main reason I got this. And the thing is, it doesn't even fit all the figures included in the set. It only fits 4 of them, so that's sort of a disappointment. Doesn't have enough space, and as it is, that space in there is very cramped. I wish they did something with that glass piece on the bottom so that you could fit some figures. But that's it for this video. I hope you like it. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.